Hello everybody, this is Micaityl, as you may call me, and today I am back with some more Higurashi when they cry Watanagashi. So let's just begin. Alright, this is the beginning of chapter 9 now, so we're getting close to the end. There was no way I'd be able to sleep. When she hung up the phone like that, I realized for the first time what kind of situation I was in, as well as who the only ally who could support me was. I waited with bated breath for Shion to calm down and call me back. What would I do if the phone rang while I was sound asleep? No matter how long I waited, however, it rang. Exhausted, whenever my mind started to wander, I would jolt awake as though I heard the phone ring. In the end, I brought the cordless phone with me into the futon and went to sleep with it in my arms. Aw, it's like a stuffed animal. Though it still didn't amount to anything. Morning came, and by that time, I was pretty sure she was not calling back. Well, obviously because you were being a dick. That was a fear. That was when a fierce drowsiness assailed me. Damn it! This is no time to sleep, Keiichi, my brother. I slapped myself in the face a few times. I was not going to slap myself hard. Then, I went to the washroom and washed my face, which is something I usually didn't do. That wasn't enough either, so I even brushed my teeth. After that, I was finally wide awake. What? Yes, brushing your teeth makes you awake. Just take a shower. Well, taking a shower might be a little bit weird, but I take a shower to wake myself up every morning. Like, if I'm not awake, I'm pretty fucked while driving. When Mom saw how strange I was acting, her eyes went wide. What's wrong, Keiichi? Are you going somewhere today? Going somewhere? Yeah. School. But it's a Sunday! Keiichi-kun, you don't look so good today. Do you have a cold? I'm not sick. I just didn't get much sleep. If I space out and start talking nonsense, just humor me. I wonder what kind of nonsense you'll say. I wonder. Now I'm looking forward to it. I felt utterly shattered, and I still hadn't picked myself up from this morning, and precisely for that reason, Rena's honest smile was a sight for sore eyes. Oh, yeah. Yo! What's up, Keiichi and Rena? Good morning. What? Mii-chan, you look like you didn't get too much sleep either. Leon had gone home early yesterday with a hangover, but she didn't look too good this morning either. Her usual chauffeuriness was completely buried in her shadow. She was probably drinking last night, too. Yeah, I went to bed like at 3. I kind of had another drinking binge with my uncle and all that, so it kind of got a little bit weird. Then my other uncles and all of them came in, and wow, this really sounds like a porno, doesn't it? I'm a little tired. Oh, no. The 3? Hey now, you can't keep staying up late. You probably read the first volume of manga, thought it was interesting, then read the entire series, didn't you? I understand. I've done that before. Oh. That was not Runa, that was Keiichi, oops. I joked, trying to shake off my sleepiness. I was trying to be considerate. However, neither Mion or Rena smiled. In fact, they didn't even pay attention. Rena's expression immediately darkened. What? Wait, is this about the mayor? He still hasn't been found, hasn't he? Nope. Hey, wait a minute. What are you talking about? You can't find the mayor? Even the classroom, which was normally bursting with bright, joking voices, seemed to fill with a different sort of murmur today. Good morning, Keiichi-san. Have you heard? It looks like something terrible has happened. I don't really know this mayor person. But he's an old guy, right? Couldn't he just be wandering around senile? Mayor's certainly not senile. He's a sprightly man who could teach both calligraphy and swordsmanship. Damn, that's one badass mayor. He probably got lost somewhere, like me. Las Riga? Star. How? I want to take you home with. Oh my god! Getting lost is only Caillou because children like Rika-chan could do. Oh god! A worn out old man getting lost isn't Bo in the slightest. Oh my god. Well, my mind entertained dumb thoughts like that. Our teacher arrived. Everyone rushed to their seats. Damn. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. The class greeting was normal, but the atmosphere in the room was heavy. Some of you may already heard, but last night, despite the late hour, the mayor never came home. Is there anyone here who saw the mayor yesterday? One or two hands up went into silence, and they told her about having seen him. It only seemed to be vital information, however, and everyone began whispering amongst themselves. If anyone has seen the mayor, please tell an adult about it, alright? Now then, let's begin class. After that, the same old lessons began. I think I know what happens to the mayor, but I'm not gonna say it. That's a spoiler. The rumors, once quieted, blossomed in flowers again at lunchtime. I could hear a few different conversations. They're mostly related to the mayor's disappearance. Summing it all up, I came out with this. Yesterday evening, the mayor went to a meeting at the Shrine's Assembly Hall. The meeting ended after the sun had fully set and everyone left. The elder's house was a bit far from the center of Himizawa. It was already late, and Himizawa doesn't have a lot of lights outside. Nobody saw the mayor after the meeting. However, because he would have been hungry, he wouldn't have taken any side trips, he would have gone straight home. However, no matter how long his family waited, he never returned. Some thought there might have been an accident. They left no stone unturned. They searched from the irrigation channels to the water wells and even the rice paddies, but they didn't find him. Of course, there was a limit how far they could search in the middle of the night. The police were going to wait till daylight and have the young men of the town help search. If after all that they still didn't find him, they were apparently going to go looking in the mountains. Even now, at this moment, the adults were probably all searching for him. The more they searched in vain, the more time passed. And the only thing that came to mind was the curse, the rumors of Okuniakushiki, of the demoning away. Had it become this year's sacrifice of Oishiro-sama's curse, which has recently been occurring every year? The scary possibility, which everyone thought was about, but nobody said aloud, was slowly surely spreading throughout the village. Was he demoned away and offered as a sacrifice to quell Oishiro-sama's anger? My classmates were whispering to each other about the curse. I apologize. My classmates were whispering to each other that the curse didn't happen this year, so there shouldn't have been any sacrifices. I, on the other hand, I knew. The curse did happen again this year, and there were only 2 people that died. There were 2 people that died. This may sound strange, but I hadn't exactly thought the elder would be the one to go missing. My reason was clear. She and I should have been higher priority than him. The 4 of us were thieves that broke into the taboo and set out foot in the sacred ritual storehouse. I almost said warhouse. Wow! Wow! I didn't know the store had that kind of thing. Tomitake-san and Takano-san suffered a mysterious death. They knew what should have been mine and Shion's turn next. This time should have been Shion and me, eh? I laughed painfully to myself. I yelled at Shion over the phone that I didn't want to end up in such a terrifying situation, but now that someone other than me had disappeared, I could only think I should have been the one the first to go. Okinafuchi, the bottom swamp that is said to have been the place where they drowned sacrifices long ago. Just as it ran through my thoughts, the villagers must have also considered the swamp. Maybe police divers were plumbing the depths even now. They probably wouldn't find anyone. Not a single missing person has been ever found. They always suspected Okinafuchi, but not once have they returned up a course from it. After all, it was a devilish, bottomless swamp from which no one sinks and ever return. I could hear someone telling their friend that in the classroom.
Now that you mention it, Satoshi-san, he left around this time last year, didn't he?
Huh? Satoshi? I heard that name before. He was... right. He disappeared because of last year's curse. The conversation was happening in the seat next to me, so I could hear it clearly.
Didn't we search the whole village like this for Satoshi-san too? We didn't find him either. What did we decide that was? A demoning away, right? Yeah. Heard he withdrew all of his savings and ran away from home. Someone from the police said there was someone who saw him get out on the bullet train at Naoga Station.
Ran away. Huh. I wasn't that interested in the reason, which seemed understandable in this case. Everyone else who disappeared had their own reasons too. Either way, they were still on the run because they were criminals or they were a corpse that couldn't be found. It's not like any of them suddenly disappeared into thin air for no reason. But they disappeared. Someone disappeared wherever the curse took life, as if by design. There may have been various understandable reasons, but they still disappeared. From that point of view, it might have really been a demon away at this time. The mayor's disappearance was the first such incident without a clear reason behind it. Of course, coming to that realization didn't help to resolve anything.
It looks like I messed up the seasoning today.
Sorry. Normally would I devour her lunch immediately, but today there was still a ton left. That wasn't because Renner's lunch didn't taste good or anything, though.
That isn't the case. Your lunch stays as delicious as always.
Sadako dips her chopsticks into Renna's bento box and pulls bits of food out one after the other.
Yes, delicious indeed. Today in particular, in fact. Chomp chomp.
Huh. You know those are pumpkin crochets, right? Are you okay?
Yes. If it's your pumpkin, then it's delicious.
Does Satoko dislike pumpkin? Regardless, she forced herself to smile as she shoved more into her mouth. Intriguing. Everyone knew. Nobody's lunch tasted very good today. Sadako kept shoveling it down, repeating her remark on how good it was. Geez, this mirror must have been pretty important for all of them. I don't even know mine! If it's that good, then I guess I gotta have some too. Sadako's gonna eat it all if we let her.
It's just so good, so I surely like if Kage-san were to eat some as well.
Well, sometimes I have to show my adult generosity, right? Okay, don't hold back on my account. Eat enough for the both of us today. Oh, eat enough for the both of us today. She really hated pumpkin, didn't she? That made it all the more touching to see Satoko's own brand of generosity. I grabbed her head and started stroking it. Satoko, in a somewhat exaggerated fashion, was bawling, her tears streaming down her face. No way. You'll never grow up if you give away such food. Rina, you eat too. I've only had leftover vegetable stew, but it tastes great after having sat overnight.
Yeah, the Donkan radish...
I'm sorry. Okay, the Donkan radish... It's daikon. It's daikon. I said donkon 2 times. It's supposed to be daikon.
The daikon radish has such a pretty color going through it. It looks delicious.
I'm hoping it's daikon, not donkong. Yeah, it's not donkong. Daikon? Yeah, daikon. I'll also have some... Reddit reach out with their stops... My god, I'm messing up. Stupid donkong. Daikon, donkong, donkong. Wow. That sounded really poor of me for a second. Rena reached out with her stopsticks, and at first, the usual lunchtime atmosphere began to return. That was only at our desk, however. The dark tales of Orishiyawa-sama's courage, which had recurred for 5 years in a row, didn't cease. The whole classroom remained stuck in this somber mood. Orishiyawa-sama's curse had happened for 5 years straight. Everyone had wanted the previous year to be the last. What was only Orishiyawa-sama's curse, anyway? What was? They were going to build a dam in Himizawa. The people building it were bad, so they were cursed. I would admit that much. Still, the dam project was frozen years ago, wasn't it? So why was the curse stubbornly persisting? I hit myself on the cheeks to perk myself back up. Everyone was trying so hard to brighten the mood, I couldn't go straight back to thinking about the curse like that. I forced the grim story out of my head. Driving Orishiyawa-sama's curse out of my thoughts was actually a good idea. In the end, that meant I would also be driving away the most terrifying thought of all. That I could be the year's next target. The curse is that target. Okay, kind of the same thing. It's taking a while, isn't she? How long does it take to wash your hands? Neon had said she was going to wash her hands and left, and she hasn't come back yet. Uh, she's probably taking a little afternoon nap somewhere. I think she was up pretty late last night, looking for the mayor after all. She might be looking for the mayor right now. I smiled wryly and let out a sigh. Today was no good. However, how much we tried to lighten the mood, things always came back to the mayor. It was just a no-good day. I just transferred here recently, so the shock of a curse happening 5 years running was an unimaginably big one. Maybe I do need to appreciate that. When Michan was really little, the mayor would always spoil her. When she was going through her prankster phase, he loved her like she was her own daughter. She told me that often. I see. Mion was in shock too. Someone disappearing at all because of a curse was a very scary thing. If the sacrifice was someone you knew, though, the shock must have been 100 times worse. Satoko, as if she's come to the same conclusion, bit her lower lip and looked downward. Oh, Rika-chan's taking a while too. Maybe they're taking a nice afternoon nap together. Can we see that visual?
Rika wasn't out that late. As soon as she yawned, everyone gathered around her and started saying, "Good night, good night."
Now that she mentioned it, there were a lot of old people rubbing their prayer beads in fervent gratitude towards Rika-chan during the festival too. The image of an indolent elderly came to my mind. Had Rika-chan discovered a way to get herself pampered like that? Oh, God. God damn it, hentai. Is there a reason the old people... Is she their ideal image of a granddaughter? Something? No, this is supposed to be innocent. I'm not making this innocent. I don't know anything about that. But I want to see Rika-chan yawning. She probably's all like, Fwah! Fwah! How? I want to take her home. Okay.
I don't personally think it's that cute. It's more of a go on. She opens her mouth really wide open so you can see the back of her throat.
No. 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 I'm not reading that. No. Why? Why is that a line? No! Rena's handy at times like these. I finally managed to get a heartfelt laugh. Alright. I'm on day duty today, aren't I? I need to go water the flower garden. The garden is right outside the teacher's lounge, too. So they can immediately tell if you don't do it right. If you don't do it right. Oh.
I think Satoko-chan's cute. Not only Rika-chan, Uvila. Can't breathe.
How? I got a glimpse. It was so cute. Oh my god. Okay. These lines are just too overwhelming to read. But, not as bad as the one I saw earlier. Rena was squeezing her hands around Satoko's neck, trying to get a look into her throat. You know, Rena is... I can't say it out loud, but she's a notorious censored, isn't she? What's the censored? What are you trying to say? What is this? American censorship? What is he trying to say? Hearing Satoko make a weird noise like a chicken being strangled was kind of hilarious. I couldn't help but laugh. At some point, the costume erupted into laughter too. Maybe Rena was doing it on purpose. Strangling her classmate and everyone's laughing. Even if she wasn't, this nonsense was a welcome sight. God, that was a mood change! Anyway, let's get over to the flowers while I still have time. Slowly and quietly, lest I destroy the room's newfound peace, I left the classroom. The watering can was hanging up outside the kitchen. This building had originally been an all-male forestry service station, so there was apparently nothing thoughtful as a garden here before. When they decided to have a school share the space, they built one here at the modest gesture of appreciation. But, well, the flower bed, it was a little longer than you expect. It went all around. It went all over the place. It was so big that you needed to refill the watering can 5 or 6 times to get it all done. I was doing this together with a kid who was also, thankfully, on duty today. She was in the lowest grade, though, and had a full size smaller than even Rika-chan. Full size smaller? Like, was she like tinier, smaller than Rika? Like, you don't describe. Oh wait. Oh no, that's how you describe it. Never mind. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I couldn't make a kid who would just struggle to lift up the full watering can help me with this. For this, if one was placed on duty with someone one liked, they do it all for you, so it would be like cake. No point in blaming her. I give up. I'll just get started. Watering can in hand, just about I was to leave the forest, the old man from the forestry office addressed me. Shawnee, there's a vegetable garden behind the warehouse, right? It's all about dried up. Wanted that too, would you? Oh, you mean the curry vegetable garden? The one with the potatoes and carrots and other things that are only ingredients for curry? It's definitely the personal garden of our curry-loving teacher, but making students responsible for its upkeep is keeping them involved in our personal affairs. I couldn't say that to his face though, so I gave up and decided to carry out my day duties. The sunlight out front was strong. The great chorus of cicadas was strongly underlying how nothing was much different today than yesterday. I passed by the classroom, and I don't know how it happened, but Ren and Satoko were in the middle of a huge melee. While I was gone, the kids arranged all the desks in a circle, forming a ring while while everyone was cheering them on. Yeah, that's how it should be. Yeah, I want to see that. When school ended, we will need to return to reality, where talk of one of the elders' disappearance will once again be all over the place. Hold up. Why are we getting the boring watering gardening scene with Keiichi when we could get the melee battle between Rena and Satoko? I want to read that! This is boring. I want everyone to forget everything and have fun, just like yesterday, if only they were at school. If only while they're at school. In that sense, Satoko's rolling elbow and Rena's backwards flying spin cake made for a pleasant sight, even if as a result they flipped over my desk. That's my pencil box! I'll just let it happen today. I set to work, hastily watering everything, wanting nothing more than to be done as soon as possible. That should about do it. No sooner as I thought that I remembered. No sooner had I thought that then I remembered that I had to water the teacher's curry vegetable garden too. That's such a pain, but I have a feeling that it will come back to bite me if I don't. I gave up, filled the water can again, and headed behind the warehouse. This was a place students didn't like to go. It was always damp here, and you couldn't discard the possibility of slugs and pillbugs being around. So when I ran across her in a place like that, I was surprised. Whoa! Whoa, it's Rika-chan. Don't scare me like that. Rika-chan was just standing there like a puppet, devoid of life. I was the only one who was startled here. Rika-chan didn't seem to react to my appearance. Rika-chan? Finally, she noticed me. Her expression was clearly abnormal. There was red under her eyes, stained with tears and dirt. There were blades of grass stuck in her hair, too, and her clothes look as if she'd fallen to the ground. Rika-chan? Are you hurt? Did you fall? No. That wasn't it. Rika-chan said in the brightest voice she could manage as she rubbed her eyes. She didn't look anywhere near normal, though. What happened? You weren't sleeping on the storehouse roof and fell off or anything, did you? Don't worry about me. I have something I want to ask you, Keiichi. Rika-chan walked over and clung to me. At first, I thought she was playing a trick on me. Eventually, however, I realized it was so that I wouldn't run from the question she was about to ask. I shuddered. What what do you want from me? She looked straight into my eyes. Her upturned eyes bored right into me. It was as if they were trying to pull the answer out of my own eyes without asking me the question. It was scary, so I averted my eyes from her. Keiichi, did you do something bad on the night of the festival? My body gave a jolt from its very core. Micaityl, who was clinging to me, might have felt my shiver. A nervous tingle crawled up from my feet, and after going up my back, freezing my entire body, it made its way to my brain. Keiichi, do you really not remember? My head began to throb. I don't understand anything at all. Mian asked me. Oishi-san asked me. Shion asked me. And now Rika-chan was asking me. We thought nobody knew about what we did last night, but in fact, everyone knew? They all knew, and they came to ask me. Again and again, until I admitted to it. When I thought about it, it's pretty clear the whole thing was out in the open. After all, do Tomotage-san's and Takano-san's deaths prove it? Keiichi, how should I respond? We never should have entered the Forbidden Stair house, and even though as I regretted it that much, was she saying it wasn't enough? However, I had all but decided what I was going to say. I'm not exactly a good kid, you know. I've done lots of bad things, so I can't remember anything specific. Just as I had with all the others, I evaded the question. Rika-chan stared at me with innocent eyes. Her eyes were so painful that I had to look away. After a few moments of mutual silence, Rika-chan released me. I'm sorry for asking you something strange. Please forget about it, she said, smiling with her usual smile. Then, the tap tap tap, she went running off as if nothing had happened. As she retreated in silence, I could feel her accusing me. Well, you did really mess up, Keiichi. You really messed up, so you can't say it's nothing's your fault. You did that to yourself, boy. Rika-chan. She didn't hear my voice, then I was going to give up. However, she heard it. Rika-chan swiveled around and waited for me to continue. I was the one who had questions now. Still, asking them could just be a half-assed way to admitting what I did. Hey, Rika-chan. What is it? If everyone knows anyways, then I should be able to at least ask this, right? Why is everyone asking me about the night of the festival? That evening? Had I done something that wrong? I felt plenty sorry about it, and I only looked anyway. It didn't break anything or steal anything. Really? Still, Tomotage-san, Takano-san, they died so miserably. Since those two had come such to an end, there's absolutely no way it would only forgive me. It would only forgive me. Rika-chan cutely tilted her head in confusion and waited for me to say something. If I were to admit to what happened last night, though, she might suddenly do a 180 as if flipping a switch. That all makes sense. Rika-chan was the Shrine Maiden. She was the least likely to forgive me for breaking the taboo, wasn't she? Upon reflection, wouldn't telling her would be more terrifying than telling Mian Oishi-san? Rika-chan could only give up and leave, couldn't she? She didn't. She only was quietly waiting for me to say it myself. Say, Nishibara. If you really are sorry, then you should say so. Of course, it's normal to hesitate, given the crazy way Tomotage-san and Takano-san died. A pulping machine called Chaos was grinding in my brain. The juice wrung out of it turned to big droplets of sweat, which began to fall. Keiichi. Rika-chan was suddenly straightened up, trying to pat me on the head. I don't really understand what you're worried about, Keiichi. I had nothing to say to that. I lowered my head so little that Rika's palm could reach it. She petted me like the one would a cat. Do you know about the big storehouse away behind the shrine grounds? It stores the implements we use for rituals. My breath literally stopped. Rika-chan, though, wasn't acting in a cohesive way at all. Apparently, on the night of the festival, a cat snuck into the warehouse. I said warehouse, didn't I? Storehouse! Storehouse! A cat? Yes, a cat. Meow meow. Rika-chan knew. She realized I was in fear. I could tell she was desperately trying to choose the right words so she wouldn't scare me. The cat always wanted to explore inside the storehouse, but I was mean to it and never let it go inside. So on the night of the festival, the cat couldn't hold itself back any longer and went inside. The cat. It was clearly supposed to be Takano-san. Or wait, was it supposed to be me? Inside, there were actually lots of things that scared the cat. Rika-chan made a cute gesture like a ghost was coming out to frighten me. The cat was both terrified and amazed. It ran away as fast as it could. Clatter, clatter, shiver, shiver, meow, meow. It was terrible. This cat. Who are you saying it was? The cat is a cat. Meow, meow. The cat is a cat. Meow, meow. Yuki-chan still avoided saying it. The cat, though, without a doubt, was me. Rika-chan, please, tell me. Cat. What should it do now? Maybe it was maybe it was a desperate question to ask. I soon admitted to being the cat. The cat is just a cat, so it could just keep on meowing and everything will be fine. Everything will be fine? That's stupid. Shouldn't it just keep meowing? Jeez. Rika-chan and I had put together an entire conversation using cat as a code word. I didn't say directly, but I'd already admitted it. I didn't want to end up like those two. I didn't want to be a sacrifice like Shion said. That's what I thought, so I stubbornly remained silent. But now, that's enough. It can't just keep meowing. The dog saw the cat making mischief and sneaking inside. The dog? That's right. It was the dog. It keeps coming to the cat and trying to get it to say that it snuck inside. After I said that, Rika-chan's expression clouded over. She was trying to hide, but I've already noticed her eyes darkening. Rika-chan. The silence was frightening, so I spurred her on. At that point, Rika-chan grinned. There it is. It's alright. I'll protect the cat. I thought for a moment that I misheard those words, so dependable they were. The cat is really scared, but it really isn't all that bad. I think all of the dogs are just misunderstanding. It's not all that bad? The cat is worrying too much. I'll do something about it for sure. Rika-chan will do something about it? I don't even know left from right at the moment, so Rika-chan didn't look all that dependable. It might be hard, but I'll do my best. Go for it! Yay! She clenched her fist and stuck it in the air. Rika-chan said the cat can just keep meowing. She said to leave it all to her. Is that really all it took to resolve this whole thing? Will you really be alright, Rika-chan? If I don't do my best, then something bad could happen to the dogs too. Ooh. I had no idea what Rika-chan was talking about anymore. She had been talking to me under the assumption that I was aware of certain things. So at first, I understood her. Around the middle, though, I stopped understanding anything. However, one thing I did know was to not worry and leave it to her. Rika-chan straightened up once again and patted me on the head and smiled. I was so moved by that reassuring feeling that I couldn't help but start to cry. I'm so sorry. The cat. It really was a little bit of mischief. You didn't think any of this would. It's too much of a scaredy cat. That's why I should have never seen the storehouse. She was right. It was far too shocking for someone to see based on a little bit of interest alone. That's why they made it so difficult to look at it in the first place, wasn't it? Rika-chan, what will happen to the cat? Two of the cats snuck in, well, that night I heard Tomotage said and Takano said his death were being kept secret. Rika-chan might not know about it. Tomatake and Takano? I gave a start that sounded mentioned the actual names. Though it was weird to do it at this point. You should forget about them. My spine froze again. Forget? Yes. It won't do you any good to remember those two, Keiichi. The more you think about it, the scarier it will get. So you should forget about them as soon as possible. She said something so enormously terrifying, without letting a smile on her face waver at all. I don't know where you heard it from, but you should forget everything. Make sure your mind is clean as a scrub bathtub. Forget? Rika-chan, you know, don't you? You know how those two died. No matter how they died, it has nothing to do with you, Keiichi. Rika declared this in a flat voice. Nothing to do with me. So forget about it. The girl before me, she was innocent and lovable, and even seemed trustworthy, but suddenly she took on another dimension. Don't get involved with their deaths. I'll help you, Keiichi. Those two contradictory statements twisted and distorted my image of the girl in front of me. What about Shion? What happened to her? It might have been dangerous to mention Shion's name, but I couldn't stop myself from asking. Rika-chan saw through everything anyway. There was no way I was going to fool her or keep anything from her at this point. The younger of the sister cats? Meow meow. Yeah, the little sister cat. Rika-chan appeared to think upon this for a moment. It was hard for me to endure this momentary silence. The big sister cat is angry. The little sister cat did something bad, so she's really mad. The big sister cat, that can only mean Mion. I recall being questioned by her yesterday. Keiichi, the big sister cat is not in a good mood at all. I think we should leave her alone for a while. Not in a good mood. Those words sent a shiver through me. Mion was mad. She was mad that we entered the ritual storehouse. Let's stop having club from now on. Huh? Why? I think we should leave her alone. Rika-chan ended her sentence with such force that I couldn't say anything in response. Hey, Keiichi Maibara, don't disobey Rika-chan right now. She's the only one who said she will help me right now. I'll leave things to her, just as she said to. I mean, she even said that the cat should just keep meowing. I'll forget everything, like she said. I'll leave everything to her. I'll forget about everything, about Takano-san and Tomotage-san, and what I did that night. And the end of the part will... Just then, we heard a bell, far away, marking the end of our lunch break. I guess we should go back to class. Keiichi, as if she had noticed how miserable I was, about to leave everything and flee the scene, Rika-chan called out to stop me. If the misunderstanding dog comes to try to bite the cat, please tell me, okay? Misunderstanding dog. She put it in such a cute-sounding way, but the true meaning behind those words was an eerie one. Who is the misunderstanding dog? The dog that bit the mare. I don't know why it did that, but it was, but it, if it's gonna bite anyone, it would have been the trickster cat first. The flow of my body felt like it completely stopped for a moment. Rika-chan had admitted it. The sacrifice is that terrible calamity. She admitted if they were gonna happen again, it would be Shion or I. I didn't know what was true about the girl standing about before me. My suspicion gave way to fear, and nearly began to change into anger. Was she a savior who would protect me? Or a stranger, trying to capture and kill me for the sake of a horrible tradition? I had no idea what was true. I'm sorry. The cat is already scared, and I said something to scare it even more. I'm really sorry. Micaityl bowed quickly as though her head had been pulled downward. Still, she was right. I was cowering. I could distinctly feel my body shaking violently. So when Micaityl reached her hand to pat me on the head, I pulled it away without thinking. Micaityl made a very sad face, but I couldn't bring myself to put my head out for her again. That day, she wasn't feeling up for club activities that day, so she suggested we not bother. There was always vetoes when somebody doesn't feel up to it. Ren and the others seemed really disappointed. The big sister cat is not in a good mood. I remember Rika-chan's words and quietly stole a glance at Mion's expression. If I could forget the way she questioned me yesterday, though, her behavior was the same as it always was. And that was the end of the part. And if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you all next time. I'll see you all